you hold on to your punch cards, okay? So for every team meeting that you come to, you're gonna get 1 heart punch. For every corporate training that you come to, you get 2. When you have $4 total, you're gonna get swag from me. Okay? What? Swag. So, yeah, so corporate swag. So, you're good. So, it's really great to, it's an added incentive to coming to meetings, okay? The other thing is, if you're having a bad day, ladies, right? Team page, I've been seeing a few, bad day posts, right? Vent up, so either find your sponsor, message me, be like, life sucks, that's totally fine. But sometimes there are potentials in the group, and we scare them away, we don't want to do that, okay? So, there's that. If you are posting because there's a hostess who's having a hard time finding a babysitter or something, right? That's totally something you would post so we can find you solutions, right? So whether it is seeing if the next door neighbor can watch, doing an open house, right? There are so many different solutions that we can offer so that you can so your show can still go on, right? Next thing is limited edition, right? Who loves the Wonderland collection? Everyone. Okay. So the January launches are always limited edition. Okay, I've been in business for 3 years. It's always limited edition. So what that means is that if you're not going to get at least like 4 at a time or something, right? Or you're not partying regularly in January and February, then it might not be a good idea to go for them. Because then if you're like buying 1 in February, they're going to be gone by March, right? So it may not be a smart buy for you, so I want to make sure that you're covering that, okay? Because I saw a lot of bad people on our team page, okay? What we're recommending as leaders is to make sure that you're having these 4 parties in that month. If there's a limited edition, so you know you're moving them and you know that you're getting back your money from it. And they sell quickly. Why do they sell quickly? Because board of directors tend to, they have a lot of parties, so they tend to have during love story season, like 20 to 25 parties in a 2-month period, or more, which is crazy. I may or may not have done 15 this month. So what that means is that, it was love season, I couldn't say no. So what that means, there was 5 last weekend. So what that means is that they have a lot of money coming in that they can scoop up all those last minute like toys or the nipple plants or things that we really want, okay? So know that when I say limited edition, I mean limited edition, okay? So, talk about that. The launches are meant to get us going and get us through to World Conference. World Conference items usually are here to stay, and then we have our August, and then we go into our last quarter. So that's typically the thread of how I see things going. Smart buying, okay? So think about what it is that you're selling the most of, okay? So go into a party and say that you sell the heck out of coochie, right? But you don't sell as many toys, then I wouldn't expect you to go and buy a bunch of toys that you may not be moving right away, right? Unless you're like, oh, I want something new right now or something, right? If you sell heart massagers like crazy, right? Then those would be something that I absolutely would recommend that you get with free product. Why? Because then they're free, right? To ship. So then that's also something that you have in stock, which means that you're saving on shipping too, because you don't have to ship it out to a client because you have it right there. So you're making money on shipping, right? Other things, 6-packs. So say that Crystal really does really well with Love Story. I do really well with Pink Paradise, right? We can become 6-pack buddies, right? So she gives me 3 and I give her 3, and now I have a variety pack, right? So that's a really great way to go ahead and do that so that then you don't have to worry about, do I get 2 6-packs and then what if it's an extent and I remove it, right? This way you can try that out.
Can I ask you that?
Yes.
If you feel like you don't need 6 of one thing, you can get a 6-1, you can get a 6-pack of body deal and a 6-pack of Gucci. And then you can switch out and pick the same set. That way that you're getting 3 pairs of each. So you have them, so when you're selling them, you have a Gucci and a body to sell. And you still made a discount for it because you got it in a 6-pack and you have something to switch it with.
Yeah, you can send it.
Exactly. Candle. You do.
So you can just send it to them.
Is this the same one for the
girl, so I need Crystal to stand up for a second right now. You're welcome. Okay, so she was sitting here telling me that she didn't want to dress for fashionista. Okay, I think she did pretty well today, right? Yes. Together. Thank you.
That's my work life. That's mine.
I was just checking her out. It's good that you said something.
I know, she's pretty big.
She can get a little possessive at
Snatched her off of my girlfriend.
Now, if for some reason you're not sure about what it is that you're selling, pull your order forms to look, right? Or pull your pure sale or your quick sale, whatever it is that you're using to track your inventory and see. If you're not sure about what you should be investing in, have that coaching call with me and be like, hey Jen, can we go through my order forms
And this is
go
only
through
for the
this?
meeting?
That way I can go ahead and see what it is that you're selling.
Can I add something to this? First of all, don't go out and pay $900 for an iPad if you don't have it. But if you have an iPad or the means to get an affordable iPad, I highly recommend the Pure Sale app. I was losing out on average $50 to $100 in my parties because I just apparently can't do math. Because it calculates the tax on the discounts, it calculates the tax on items you get for free, and there are not because of the shipping, so it does all of that for you, plus it keeps an active inventory, so you're not spending 2 hours creating an entire worksheet of every pure romance product and then have to manually go in and update each time. It does it all for you. Super easy.
Walmart also has iPad minis for like $149.
Really? Yeah.
I have an iPad mini too, and
And it
works
does work
perfectly.
on the iPad mini.
Wow.
Yep.
It does.
Yeah. Anyway, I just look at it. It's the Pure Romance app. It's called Pure Sale. It's very similar to like a quick sale or quick books.
It is free.
It's free, yeah. And it links to your COO, so like your customer base is in there, your orders are in there.
It links your parties up automatically, so you don't have to do that separately, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So resources, right? So a lot of times I see posts to the page about what are the most common posts that you tend to see, Joe, on steel cuts.
I hear a lot about like, what do I do about $7 shipping? What if I get a client that complains about that? And I get a lot of product knowledge questions, I would say. Off the top of my head, I'm trying
So
to.
the COO has tons of those things. So if you go to your COO and then you go to training and then to product information, that is my favorite place to go to. Why? Because there are cue cards there. There are also all the videos are there for product information. There are also, if you go through and you're just like, I really want to learn more about a Premiere, right? So all you have to do is put in Premiere and search. And it's going to come up, and it's going to come up with a video for it, the cue card for it, all the information, whether or not it's USB charged, whether or not it's waterproof up to a meter in water, all those things. So that's wonderful because a lot of us who went deluxe recently have those in our kits already, which is really nice, okay? Or has added something like that to our demo already, okay? So that's really good to know. Other thing is if you go to the search button on the Facebook page and you're like, I know that Jen talked about VIP groups. I know that she did, but I can't find it, right? If you go and you search VIP Jen, it will pop up. I'll even tell you the month that I posted it in, September. So you can go ahead, you can tell I looked that one up a lot.
I'm just gonna share another tip. I used to go in because I'm not really bad person that doesn't just take care of something with one touch. I go back and I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go back to that later. So what I do when I see a post that I know I'm going to want to reference later because maybe I'm not using it right now, but I know I'm going to, I will tag myself in a comment. One, it bumps up the post in the group, but also two, when I go back to search for things that I think that are important, that are things that I wanted to remember, I go into the group and I just search my name and it'll pull up anything I've commented on or posted. That's a really good idea. Yeah. Now, sorry, you're gonna get a bunch of people tagging themselves and everything, but it's easier to find your name in a tagged comment than it is in a tagged post.
Yeah, I've seen that you've done that, and then you're like, oh, I know where that is. Especially because of the fact that things move so quickly on our team page, right? One of the beautiful things about it is that you don't have to wait for a approved post. right? So if Elvira's in the ordering room and she's like, I know Jeff's working, I don't know anybody else's numbers, I have a question about a product, she can post it, and someone who's not working, say Katrina's not working that night, right, and she sees it, she can comment on it, right? And she can have 4 people messaging her and figuring out what it is that she needs within 2 seconds. That's the awesome thing about it.
I would say like almost every time I've been in the ordering room and had to post something, somebody's been really quick to answer.
Right, I'm in the ordering room and then your questions. So we
Yeah.
know that it's an important question to answer right away and everyone will give you an answer immediately.
Yeah.
So,
So let us know it's important. That way, sometimes I'm, with the baby or something and then I don't look, but if you say in ordering room, please help, we will pop on and figure it out, okay? So you literally have, like I always say, you're in business for yourself but not by yourself. So if you have a mini emergency, we've got you on that. Quarterly book club, okay? Who has been reading between the sheets? Yes. So that's our book for the quarter is Between the Sheets, the Patty Brisbane book. And guess what? It's retail, yay. So that means that you can find it on your corporate online office. So with your next order, you can totally go ahead and order that and you can read it. Why is it our book of the month? The reason why, the quarter. The reason why.
For your business.
Yes, it's sexual health information. You've been reading it, so tell me what else.
Save my marriage. I know that sounds really crappy because I've only been married for 4 months now. Every marriage comes with any kind of obstacle. And they say the first year is the hardest. I'm like, oh, they're not kidding. But no, I have a lot of health issues and other things that affect intimacy and a relationship. I'm a pure romance consultant, so you have no issues. It's not necessarily true. But this book has made it really easy for me to communicate with my husband about it. We've opened up communications.
they're lost.
In regards to not just our physical intimacy, but also regular communication. It also has helped me to arrange better connections with friends and clients. And there is a lot of sexual health knowledge in here that you won't get from a doctor.
And the cool thing is Patty's the founder of our company. So she's done what we do, right? So she's been in the ordering room. She's had to figure out how to help someone save their marriage. Had to be therapist in the ordering room, right?
And she's freaking hilarious. Like when she described an ordering room, she described the party she did, she described how she got started in the business. She is hilarious. She's completely candid and puts it all on paper. Like when you see her, sometimes you don't necessarily get that vibe from her, but usually because when we see her, she's like super focused, super professional mode, but she's just like us. So it's really cool that I feel like I know her now.
So that's going to be our book. It's going to help your business. The next book that we're going to start at the end of March is going to be She Comes First by Ian Turner, okay? He's amazing. He is a sexual health therapist who's actually been invited to Pure Romance Conference, and he literally just puts it out there for you.
Is that available on Amazon?
That is not.
Okay.
So Amazon it is. Amazon's like my favorite one. Okay, so the cool thing about that is that it's not only going to give you sexual health information, but he's actually asked that people, like, I've heard that the way that he, and I've actually read it, and the way that he talks about it is great because he talks about your body as if he knows it. And you're like, it sounds crazy to say that a man knows their body as well as he does, but he does. It's going to improve your demo. Today, a little bit later, we're going to actually do sexual health incorporated into your demo. So you can see what it looks like. So if you haven't seen a party of mine recently, you can see that. And I'm giving lots of tons of sexual health stuff. And that brings me to Crystal. Now, we have talked a lot about, like, I've had a lot of people ask me for Crystal's massage demo, okay? Reason why is because she does massage really, really well, okay? So this way, you're going to sell your heartthrobs, okay? If you have been in business for a little bit and you've been like, do I want to upgrade myself to a heartthrob or not? This is going to be your answer right here, okay? So she and I are going to switch.
Hi, baby. Alright, we're gonna act like this is a wig cam. So we're gonna use our imagination. I know we all have fun. Okay. So basically, after I finish my back Okay, ladies, so now we're gonna move on to something that we're all lacking in life. It's called the F word. No, it's not that. We're not there yet. We're talking about foreplay, okay? Women are like crock pots. You put us in some preheating an oven. It takes us time. Some of us can take like 45 minutes just to be able to get to a certain point, to be able to climax. Men are like microwaves. Ding, they're ready. So we need like to work ourselves up. And a lot of people think foreplay and you automatically assume that it's, you know, touching, feeling, and a lot of other more sexual things. Well, you'd be surprised how having a really good massage can be the best foreplay ever. I mean, like, after you get a really amazing massage, you're gonna be ready for whatever. Like, you can do whatever you want to, and you're gonna be good because you feel good and you feel a lot better. And you're not thinking about everything throughout the day that is driving you crazy or anything like that. Because you're more relaxed. So, I'm gonna do 3 things here at once. So you gotta kind of bear with me. What we have here is in good hands. And these amazing gloves, they will stretch. They're rubber, they're awesome. You'll see. And then we have here the heart throb. Now I want you to feel the heart throb and feel it's just something really soft. There's nothing amazing about it, right? It's almost like I need a little extra for the day and I can stuff it in my bra. Well, hope that works. It doesn't work. Okay, so then it has a little curved disc inside of it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have magic happen here, okay? I'm gonna snap that disc. And without telling you what this little bad boy does, I'm going to show it to you on my first guest right over here. And I'm going to recording, so I'll show it on her over here so you can record it. Okay. Do you trust me? What's your name? Hi, Pepper. You know I'm Crystal. Okay. So here we have this massage candle, okay? And I'll pour it on, and they're always like, oh my God, what's about to happen? Like, they're terrified. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm Crystal. I'm not going to do anything that you won't want to come back in the room with me. And then, and I'll massage their arm, and like, their face is so priceless that everyone's like, oh my God, what is she doing to her? And they feel the massage and the glove. And I'm like, okay, you ready for this? And then I'll massage their arm. It feels a little awkward right now considering, but this is awesome. Isn't this amazing? And you know the great thing about these gloves as well? They're reversible. They're really easy to clean. You can use them in the shower like a loofah. You know that loofah that you're supposed to throw out like after every other use? Now you have these really great gloves. If you ever need a really good foot massage, give your kids and put your foot out there. They make a really good foot massage. I mean, we even have these little creatures for nothing. Hey, to work. Come on. This side makes a really awesome foot massage, okay? If you're putting on your body boost, you can apply it with this side because it really gets deep down into the skin. It's amazing, okay? Now, the heart throb, it comes with 2 in a pack. It has a little handle here, and they have 2 little mini vibrators. See this little mini vibrator here? You can slip it right in here, and then now you have a vibrating massage. And yes, ladies, I know what you're all thinking. This thing can go other places, okay? It only has 1 speed, but it'll get the job done. And he doesn't need to know what you're really using it for. So, that's my in good hands, heartthrob, and burning desire.
Thank you.
Who here really needs a heartthrob now?
I do.
Seriously, I sell gloves like crazy. If there's one, I did a white elephant party this past weekend, and it was a bondage party. And I did that demo. All I did was those 3 things with my bondage, and the girls were fighting. The one gift, they had all kinds of bondage, they had toys, they had everything. The one thing that got stolen over and over and over was the gloves. The pack that had the gloves and a skinny dip in it. They all were stealing it from each other. And it was like the least bag that had the least amount of stuff in it, but they wanted that more than anything else. So yeah, the gloves are awesome.
Alright, alright ladies, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna talk a little
My
bit.
phone gave out if you want to switch.
You guys want to sit down? Okay, we're gonna break out pretty soon anyway, I think.
Alright, so.
Hey ladies, I have some talking about foreplay. And there's another chair inside. You sure? We got 2 chairs for you here.
The next thing we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk a little bit about, ladies, is we're gonna continue to talk about foreplay. I've never not been into it. You're like, I kinda wanna have sex, but I would really rather wanna sleep too.
Every night.
Right? Okay? foundation, which means that they're actually researched beforehand. The other cool thing about this too is that they are completely safe for us to use too, and they make you want to have sex. So, Boost has 1 dose of the Flex Tingle. You're going to put a pea-sized amount on your clitoris. It's going to rush the blood to your clitoris, and your clitoris is going to go say, hey, you know what? I think I want to have some sex. Come on, let's go do some stuff, okay? Let's go have some foreplay. Let's go seduce him, okay? So this is your cure. And Katrina's looking at me and she's like, you know what? I'm really sensitive, Jen. I don't know about all this, right? So Pure has no scents, no dyes. It's actually created and formulated for women who are currently going through cancer treatments. So the cool thing about this is that it becomes your secret weapon, because all he's going to taste a little sick is a little tingle down there, and your significant other's going to say, why? Why do you tingle a little bit? It's just the way I taste today, baby. You're welcome. Okay? So you're going to put a pea-sized amount on your clitoris. It's going to rush the blood to the clitoris, and it's going to make you excited. And it has 2 doses. Okay? Then I always believe in going go big or go home. This is my pretend O. Okay? It's a little black bottle. I may or may not have sold out of it up this weekend. Okay? So it is amazing because it has 3 doses of the Flex Tingle. It tastes like vanilla. You're going to put a pea-sized amount on your clitoris. It's going to rush the blood to your clitoris, and it's going to tell your brain it's time to get it on. Okay? It also lasts for an entire hour. So please do not put this on 10 minutes before your significant other goes in. That cucumber that you had in your fridge is going to look really good. Remember, we don't push sugar all the waste, okay? So, the other great thing about this too, sorry. The great thing about this too is that it works on him too. So, you're going to put a small amount along the main vein of the penis. It's the vein that actually brushes the blood into the penis, and it's going to make him harder longer. Now, Kara's looking at me and she's like, I've got a small child. I do not want him to be harder longer. Thank you very much. So, if she puts a small amount of whipped on the penis, blows down the main vein, he's going to be done in 2.5 seconds. And he's going to say, oh, okay? The only thing that I'm sorry about is that I'm not a Pampered Chef consultant, so I can't sell you the matching spatula to pull them off the ceiling babies, okay? So, it's going to be really, really nice for him, okay? So, the other benefit that we have is we have AMP, okay? And I want to preface this by saying that if you are on some kind of blood pressure medication, if you have diabetes, if you have just really low libido, AMP is really great because it overrides your brain, right? It helps the blood flow to get to the nether regions, which is one of those things that those medications actually cause an issue. Right, Nicole? So, pea-sized amount. When I say pea-sized amount, I mean small amount, okay? You can work up, but you can't take off, okay, with these products. Another thing that I would say, ladies, in the ordering room is the following, okay? I look her in the eye when she tells me she wants AMP, and I say, if you take your hand and you put it between your legs and you rub, do you feel a lot of sensation? And she's probably going to tell me no, because she's already heard me preface it about the medications and such. And if she tells me no, then I'm going to hand over that bottle because of the fact that it's something that she actually needs, okay? And this is called AMP. AMP is a gel, so it's going to absorb faster.
What if the answer to her question is yes?
Then I'm going to tell her that she needs O. When I say you don't need AMP, then we're going to dial you back a little bit.
What was the question you asked? I'm sorry.
When you reach your hands between your legs and you stimulate, do you feel something? Do you feel sensation?
Oh, and if she says,
If she says no,
Then you hand her the bottle of AMP. And if she says yes, then you're going to say, then this is going to be probably a little too strong for you, and you're going to need O.
which one is the
O is a black bottle. It is going to say O on it. Do you have O by chance?
So are you saying that AMP is
This is
actually stronger than O?
It absorbs faster. This is O.
How many doses does that one have?
It has 3 doses of the Triflex Tingle.
Okay.
they both have
Because
3
it's gel.
doses, but the.
This actually has 1. AMP has 1.
Oh, it only has 1? Oh. But it's a gel.
It's a gel, so it absorbs so much faster.
Oh, so AMP has 1, not 3.
Right.
Okay.
God, what would happen if they put 3 in it?
Exactly.
So AMP has the same as Boost.
Correct.
But
Only
because it's gel.
it absorbs faster. Alright, so ladies, we talked about your orgasms, right? So have you ever noticed that during sex there are times where he does that little wiggle to get all the way in and it kind of hurts a little bit, right? So there's always that girl who tells me that I'm lubricated, I'm good, I don't need a lubricant, right? But what happens, y'all, when the fan is turned on, right? That's our worst enemy, okay? What happens when he decides that he's gonna turn us and twist us and we're gonna have amazing sex? We need a lubricant because when he pops out, he's not gonna go back in easily, right? Why? Because he's stolen all of our lubricant into his penis. Thanks a lot, okay? What happens in the shower, right? Water and our own natural lubricant goes down the drain, okay? That doesn't work very well either, okay? So there are lubricants that are going to help us in all these things, okay? Now remember I was talking about that little wiggle to get all the way in, right? And how much that hurts? That's also causing micro tears, which leads to scarring, which leads to less orgasms. So what that means is I just talked to you about all the different ways to have more orgasms, right? So therefore I'm also your lubrication station. Okay? It's really important to make sure that you are lubricated because anytime anything hurts, it's something that you should have a conversation with your partner about. Okay? Because anytime anything hurts, you're probably causing micro tears, which also leads to infection, UTIs, and such. Okay? So, we're going to talk about this. Alright? Who knows what this is? This is Take a Bath. Alright? Not only is this a great massage tool, right? It also fits in the palm of your hands. So, when you're in missionary sex, right? It's the laziest position that you can typically be in, right? What if I told you that this is going to change that? Okay? This is Take a Bow. It has 10 different speeds. It also feels really soft. See how soft that feels? Which means that it's going to warm up. So if you take this, put this between your thighs. When your partner is bumping and grinding, this is bumping and grinding all over your clitoris. This is going to literally sit right over your clitoris, and this is going to stimulate your vulva, okay? This is so nice because it turns something that you would think is one of those lazy positions where, is he done yet? Crosses your mind a time or two. Can he just roll over and go to sleep now? Turns into, oh, this is kind of fun, okay? So this is one of those things that's going to completely change that, all right? And it will stay because he's going to like that vibration too. So he's going to be bumping and grinding a little bit more, okay? So that's your Take a Bow. Now we were talking about water sex a second ago, right? So this is a silicone-based lubricant. The reason why that's different from water-based and great for water sex is because silicone has larger molecules, which means that they're going to rest above the tissue and not absorb right in, right? So, the Simply Silk is great for water sex, for marathon sex, which, let's be honest, ladies, is anything inserted over 20 minutes, okay? And it also is wonderful, too, for that time that he's going to switch positions often, right? This is technically the time that I also talk about between the sheets, right? Because it gets rid of the wet spot, ladies, okay? So that little wiggle that you do to get out of the wet spot, you don't have to worry about that anymore, okay? You sell a lot of between the sheets if you're talking about it during sex, just saying. So that's your Simply Silk, and it's also safe for toys. So what that means is you want to make sure that you're careful about what toys that you're using with your lubricants, okay? There is times that we learned on the team page that you can use Pure Pleasure for toys, but you want to make sure that you use the toy comparison chart to make sure that you know which one's which, okay? When in doubt, Simply Silk, all right? Simply Silk also works for the booty stuff, right, too, okay? So if you want me to talk about the booty stuff, I can, but it's up to you. I want to make sure that I get through this, all right? So go ahead, ladies, and do me a favor and raise your hands up and over your head. Give me a nice big stretch. And drop your arms into your lap. Hi, clitoris. Our clitoris is our favorite thing. Reason why is because it literally was only created for manuals for sex, right? It was created for pleasure. That was it. Thanks, God. The other portion about this too is, have you ever noticed during oral, it's feeling amazing. Can you check the air? She's gonna check the air out for us. Okay. So with oral, right? Your clitoris is singing. Everything's amazing. And what happens when a finger's inserted? A toy's inserted improperly. A penis is inserted, right? What often happens is the end of the world, right? You're like, clitoris, best friend, where did you go? The reason why is because your clitoral hood went up and over to protect it. Who's got time for that? No one, right? Jackie just said, nope, no thank you, okay? So this Premier is really nice because it has little bridges on it, which means that you now can put a finger to clitoris and it's going to push it up and over so that now you have access to it. Kind of cool, right? This also means too that during doggy style, you no longer are watching your favorite show going, is this over yet or not, okay? The other cool thing about this too is that you can put finger to clitoris, butt up in the air, he's got his view, you've got your orgasm, okay? And that's your Premier. Now, this is just like me, but just like me is one of those products that is re-wetting, correct? So that means that it's pH balanced as well. This is also great too because it's going to help you from having UTIs and yeast infections, right? How awesome is that? Anytime you insert anything into your vagina, you want to make sure that you're having something between you and it. So that also means tampons too. Have you ever noticed that like halfway through your cycle, it kind of hurts, right? Just like, yes. So the reason why that is because of the fact that you're not lubricated. So if you put a little bit of this on the tip and then slide it right in, you're not going to have that issue anymore. Karen, please take this before I forget to give it to you.
Oh,
The other thing about this, what?
Just like me to scrape for diabetics.
I have a diabetic who swears by it.
Yeah.
She swears by that and AMP. Because of the fact that it can also be used as a personal lubricant. So they can put a little bit on and go for the day. So if you have a date night, right, and you put a small amount on, it's going to go ahead and absorb into your vaginal walls and re-lubricate for 24 hours. So that means when your significant other goes downtown, the rivers of liquid have opened, okay? So with that said, okay, these toys, the silicone spotlight lubricants, I really do recommend now that you use the spotlight lubricant with it. Why? Because for some reason, that just like me is making it, leaving a little bit of a film, okay? Because I'm assuming that it's because of the parabens in it, okay? So my recommendation is to make sure that you're using the spotlight lubricant. If you can completely upgrade to it and only show it on your table, that's something that I'm also recommending. Because the fact that it's more slippy slidey, another thing that my product testers are saying as well is it doesn't absorb as fast, because a lot of times with the just like me, they're having sex and they're using something that they should have probably be using a silicone-based lubricant for, and they have to use more because they're using it for marathon sex. So the spotlight lubricant lasts a little bit longer, okay? Does everybody see this ball right here? Okay? Have you ever climbed a board and felt like it was hitting your cervix, right? And then you went ahead and you had more stimulation and everything, and you turned around and had more oral, and it didn't hurt anymore when you climbed a board again. Now the reason why is because your cervix went up into your body and your vaginal walls expanded to accept whatever it is that you were going to put inside of it.